I learned that.
What's up, y'all? Chillin' with my boy Jay, man.
Gang, man.
We can about to like some pressure real quick, man. But one thing I don't know Jay knows, but I be vlogging and stuff, and y'all know my mad talks. But we was just talking real quick, and me and him, we're our own entrepreneurs. So like, we were just speaking on how like people that work a 9 to 5, they might not understand how like time for an entrepreneur is different from somebody with a scheduled job, because you work a 9 to 5, your days already planned, you know when you get paid, you know how much. For entrepreneurs, we don't know how much we gonna make.
Ain't no guarantees.
We just know what we trying to make, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a little different when we trying to link with somebody that makes their own money compared to somebody that gets paid for working for somebody else, you know.
And that ain't like, cause I be getting into it with my boys, they be like, man, you trying to knock my hustle? I'm like, no, that's not a knock. Like, it's, cause it's a path for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody do things differently.
It is. It's a path for everybody. That's why there's no rights or wrongs in life, I believe. It's just what works best for you and your situation. But when you deal with people that move a little differently than you, so always keep in mind that like people gonna move and work different ways because of their situation. So don't take anything personal. Sometimes, especially when you're dealing with someone that makes their own money, they might be stressed sometimes. They might be seem like they not want to be fucked with, but really they trying to figure stuff out. And don't allow that energy that you feel from them to make them feel like they don't fuck with you, or y'all don't have that opportunity to grow together, because that's not what that is.
Exactly. Like the thing for me, bro, I was doing 9 to 5, working as bud tender and everything out in Colorado, and they just started laying us off, and I was just like, damn, like my destiny is in somebody else's hands, like, and there ain't nothing I can do about it. Like,
nah, that's
and
real shit.
that was the day for me. I was like, I gotta hit the wall with something. Like, I gotta figure something out.
That's real shit, for real.
Yeah, that was like the defining moment for me, because I was like, damn, I'm sitting here busting my ass, knocking out 40, 60 hours a week at this junk, putting my all into it, like, because I wanted to grow, I wanted to flourish. But, you know, the owner at the top, that man trying to sell this junk, he trying to do something else with it. Like,
you got different plans.
Exactly, like, he bought that bitch to build it up, sell that motherfucker.
And no, I realized that there are a lot of people that do that too. My last job I worked, it wasn't the same situation, but the last job I worked was, I worked for somebody else, was UPS. And I was doing the overnights, I was doing the doubles, and I don't know if you work for UPS, but when you work for UPS, you know, when you do a double, you gotta go report your time back to your regular part-time manager. Then he got to put in the times for the full-time manager to approve.
Yep.
So if you work for UPS, you already know your bread gonna get fucked up a lot of times.
A lot of times.
Damn near every week, you know what I'm saying? And
they pay you every week though.
They pay you every week, but you better double check them hours and that pay. I'm telling you.
Every time you get that pay start, cause
for real,
they'll get them little trinkets out of you. Them little bits and triggers. Peak season come around, they let you do whatever you want in that motherfucker.
That's when you're gonna lose bread for real. You make money, but if you're on top of the money you made, you're gonna lose money, because, bro, that's used to fuck me up. How you have a system? So you work UPS, you gotta go in, you clock in on the clock. So your time is on the clock. Then your part-time supervisor gotta take your time off that clock, re-put it in the computer, and then the full-time soup gotta sign off for the shit.
Cause you could steal time. That was the beauty of that junk. You could literally go up to the box, I hit myself in, go hit the Gatorade machine, go do a little walk around, finally hop in the trailer. Like, I done got a free 30 minutes out of these boys. Like, they ain't even know.
But it leaves you that air for them to be able to, I'm misput this time right here. Yep. I ain't gonna say it's always on purpose, because we do have human error, but why you have a system where the time gotta keep getting re-advised by people that's not initially advising the time?
And that's a human that can make the error when you already have a computer system in place.
The computer system already got this shit logged and locked in. So why you change? Like, why you gotta re-put it in? And I feel like they do that to adjust the hours, so they not paying over what they want to pay everybody. Like they
Yep.
want to stay underneath. All right, we're not gonna pay over $100,000 this month on these guys. So you know what I'm saying. Let's keep it like 95, 90 or
Yep.
whatever the case. Because everybody complaining about pay except for the niggas that been there 20 years.
Yep. Cause they
locked in.
They locked in. Yep. They didn't. I remember.
They ain't fucking with they pay.
OG there. He never went to management. Never did that because they give you $1 raise every year. So he just kept taking the $1 raises to the point like bro was at like 30 something making guap just sitting on up there doing sorting envelopes.
See, I think I started 14 or some shit. 17.
Yeah. See, I started young too. I because that was
the pay.
Oh, for real?
I think I started around like 14 or something. No, I think I got to 6. It was like, cause I went there in peak season.
Mm-hmm.
When I started as peak season, I think they started me at like 16 or some shit.
What year you was in there?
I left 2018, the end of 2018.
Oh yeah, bruh. I was in there like 2006, 2007, 2008. So
what was
like
starting off in there?
$9.25.
If you never worked for UPS,
$9.25, y'all.
If you never worked for UPS,
That's you're getting killed.
Hold on, fuck.
They don't even let you get a certain amount of hours to a week. So you sitting there like, all right, I done went hard 5 days straight, 3.5 hours. I finally takes home a little something. You be looking check be like 120, 130, bro.
I'm trying to tell you, if you never work for UPS, it's a good opportunity to grow with yourself because you're gonna learn how to really have a work ethic.
You gonna get fit.
And yeah, you gonna get fit.
You gonna get strong in that bit.
Man, you gonna start drinking water.
Gonna be up. Like fluids, you gonna be straight. Like
for my ladies, if you don't drink water, you gonna start drinking water. No kizzy, man.
No cap.
For real.
That's all you want to do in that bit. Can I go hit the water fountain? Can I go hit the water?
Your ass gonna be so
just to get out there. Can I hit the water fountain?
You gonna be so tired in that bitch, wondering why you so damn tired. You need some water. For real. See, I worked the E-Regs.
Ooh.
So I was doing like the 60 pounds up. We take it off the belt. You unload or load?
So I was doing everything. I did unload when I got in there on the black belt. Then I was doing load on the purple belt.
So you still remember the belts and everything?
Bruh, hell, I was in that bitch for 3 years, nigga. You don't forget that shit.
Nah, you don't. That's,
These niggas teach you all about mail, like how these hubs work and how just mail circulates. Like how the fuck you can get a package next day air in one state to another state or just internationally, like, and them explain that shit. Cause I remember that I got to the point where my job was to take air packages from the trailers and move them over to the air belt. And sometimes motherfuckers wouldn't hand them to me or like let me know. Bruh, I would be so furious at them niggas because I'd be like, bruh, you don't even understand, like, that shit can't make it now. Like, the plane is already taken off. Like, I missed the fucking package. And they'd just be like, nigga, it's all right. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, bruh, but now we got to refund this person the money that they spent. Plus, we still got to get it there.
See, but you thinking like coming from the top. You thinking from the top
because the top
down.
Would be yelling at me.
Yeah.
Once I don't do the shit correctly.
You're not thinking like the niggas on the line thinking. And
but bro,
your packages do get kicked around and thrown around.
Yes, they do. Them damages, they be mad as fuck about them damages, boy. They come right at the beginning of every month. Like, they either give you a pizza reward or a swift talking to. Like, yo, y'all wilding out. Like, we did $250,000 in damages last month, and it's just like, man, they ain't even paid all of us $250,000 in this job.
All right, so let me ask you this: with your experience working UPS, let's just stick to UPS. We can think this overall jobs, but let's just think from your experiences, like what you learned at UPS. Because I believe like that is the basic the basic blueprint of how a company works from the bottom up.
Yeah, that's a Fortune 500 company right there.
You really see the entry level workers, and then you see the people that work, because they don't really outsource. They like to insource when they hire. So it's like you really see how people start from the bottom there and go to the top.
Yep.
To wearing a suit, walking around a couple days ago.
Wearing that burgundy shirt with them khakis on. Then next thing you know, you in that suit with a walkie-talkie, running back and forth. Next thing you know, you up in the top, not talking to nobody. Looking out a window.
After that, you might be on planes going to different hubs. So
and
it's
boom.
like, what you know from UPS, and then you knowing how to make your own money as a man now, as an individual. What's a takeaway from UPS that you say probably helped structure you or help you understand how you need to work business now that you remember and you would take away? And what's something of like, or just start with that question.
So yeah, to start with that question, they helped me to really understand the makings of a business. Like, okay, this is the goods and service we provide. This is what we charge. This is where you come in. Like, and you, the person here, don't fuck it up. Make sure we get the goods and services there. We get paid. So, to me, and with just, doing what I was doing before that, like hustling and everything, I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's how the whole economy just works. It's all just goods and services. What you can provide for somebody, and they pay you a wage from it.
Consistency, quality, all that shit.
Whether you own a gas station, whether you cut hair, whether you race cars, whatever you do, you gotta look at that job and say, what good and service does it provide? And all right, am I learning other skills and traits that I can take to other formats and industries, or am I just learning this one single-handed thing where, all right, it's just this and it's cut and dry? And like, if you drive trucks and you're a truck driver, you only understand so many mechanics of driving the truck and the other things that you do in your off time. But as far as like your job, what you put your heart and work into,
it's driving.
It's driving. So you need to be attentive. You need to be focused. You need to stay up long hours
and
on the road.
Into structure.
Yup, and discipline and training your mind and body. So no matter what you do, you're going to have to put the work behind it. Like, it's so funny when I talk to lazy people who think they're gonna be rich. And I'm like, bro, the only way you get rich is busting your ass and working very hard. Like, nobody got rich or accident. Like, they had to have the knowledge, or they had to have the work ethic and skill and apply it and make that shit happen. So with them, it was just like, this is cut and dry. This is what we give to the world. This is our business. You can come to work every day and not give a fuck, and that's your attitude.
You see the production when niggas don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you see how
or
the turnout is.
You can come in here, put some care into your work, have some, some passion in your work, and
everybody's off the line by a certain time, and no one's getting bitched at.
Everything running smooth, and like, niggas is enjoying themselves, niggas laughing, having a good time, like parties is being thrown, like, cause that's the only fucked up thing about businesses is like, cause I've had jobs and shit, and people that I work with, they don't give a fuck, and it's like, I understand you want to go home and go back to your life, but if you just gave a little bit of a fuck, it could actually make us more money, which would then make you more money, because any person that's making more money is gonna pay their workers more, because it's just, it's no point not to, like.
And the other side of it, people that come to work and don't give a fuck, they don't see, like, if you just give a fuck, like, everybody want to leave.
One day this bitch might close.
It might close. But you make it harder for everybody else too to do their job, because they gotta pick, the slack gotta get picked up somewhere on the chain.
Like, bro, I never understand the attitude at like fast food restaurants, and just the no care and quality anymore, and like, sometimes you pull off the drive-thru spending like $16 and be like, what the fuck is this when you get home? Like,
they talking to niggas like they followers or something.
And bruh, like, so
I'm supposed to care.
Fast food gonna get so expensive, bro, that we gonna stop buying that shit, and all the motherfuckers that don't give a fuck and that was lazy, they gonna be like, fuck, we gotta
support
find
them niggas now.
Some actual real food industry work in a real kitchen fucking wearing them goddamn rubber shoes with the goddamn apron, the hat, all of it, and having to bust that ass 8-hour, 12-hour shifts. Like, cause fast food, I never worked fast food, but I definitely feel like it's so A, B, C, D that it becomes muscle memory. So at a certain point you get bored with it. And I feel like that's where those people kind of draw down, because you got the manager at the top who's, boom, he all over, she's all over. They understand the whole components of their store, you know. Hey, go mop that floor. That floor looking dirty out there, man. We got people walking in, the floor looking dirty. Like, you got a nigga who don't care. He don't care if the floor dirty, the windows dirty. He don't care if flies in the grease.
That bitch gonna be halfway mopped too. You gonna still see streaks.
Motherfuckers might walk in there, stick it to the floor, walk right the fuck back out. Like, now.
That's me, bro. Like, I judge the environment off the workers and what I see. So I'm not eating at that kitchen. If you don't give a fuck about the floor, no one give a fuck about the floor. You know what I'm saying? I ain't eating that shit.
Bruh, it's a little family-owned Hispanic restaurant I always go to, and I be bringing other people there, and they be like, bro, like, this shit is fire as fuck. And I'm like, yeah, bro, this family-owned, so you know they give a fuck. Like, they don't just treat you anyway when you come in this motherfucker, because they understand they need your goddamn money. Like, this ain't no big ass Red Lobster or crazy restaurant.
They'll load you up. The Spanish spots will load you up. They go crazy for your food, because they know, like,
do the whole thing.
They coming back. Like, they enjoy this shit.
They got the bombest fried ice cream, like, and they've been running that bitch like 13 years now.
Alright. We kind of ran off with that one. But we had some good points, so we gotta be off of.
Entrepreneurship, man.
But, so his takeaway, pretty much what I got from working at UPS is this, the structure and the discipline of it, but also this how shit works. Like, how little mistakes can make big effects. You know?
For real.
Now, with you learning how to make money yourself as an entrepreneur, would you say going that route, stuff you had to learn, that working at a place like UPS or a doctor's office or a hospital or, you know, an actual job experience is gonna give you? Because when you're working for somebody else, you're playing a role, but when you were an entrepreneur, you are the role. You are the facilitator. You are the floor man. You know what I'm saying? You know.
You do it all.
You do it all. You're the creator of all roles. So would you say that's something you learned as an entrepreneur, that working a regular job, you feel like you never took that route, would have taught you?
If I would just feel with just the entrepreneur, just having your own money and you're really conscious of it, versus when you have somebody else's money, you are way less conscious of it. Like, you're more willing to be like, all right, I don't mind paying $500, $1,000 for that, versus when it's your money and you dealing with it, it's like, oh nah, like, what?
Because you got paid business.
What does that entail? Like, what are you gonna be doing? Like, next thing you know, you the one actually doing their job, because you like, nah, I ain't gonna have you do it. I'm gonna just paint my own walls, because like that price is too crazy, and you just way more concerned on that, you know, that money earned, that money spent. So I would definitely say, when just being an entrepreneur, just being a boss, like, you're so more conscious of just everything, not even the money, your supplies, your transportation, your health, your mental health, your physical health, because
all that affects business.
Because if you can't work, there's no
you can't even think of how to keep shit going.
There's no what is it? What was the junk called? Paid time off. There's no PTO, like, for a boss. Like, it's just savings. And once you start running through that savings,
you're in trouble.
Like,
you're not supposed to touch that.
Yep. That's the whole point of the savings, that's the retirement. Because as a boss, we gotta save for our retirement. It's no 401ks put in place for us. We have to create them ourselves. So I would definitely say, just being on my own and having to do my own thing, be an entrepreneur, be my own boss, you just conscious of all these variables versus when you can go in and hit that clock and it's guaranteed, you boom, 9 to 5, 10 to 6. I don't have to worry at all about this. Once I leave it, it leaves my mind. When we leave ours, it comes right with us. There's sometimes I be in my bed at night thinking about what I need to do for the next day.
You
and
have
I'm
to.
like,
if you're not thinking that, then you're in trouble the next day. Because you're at a starting point.
And you're not going to be as prepared, which is going to slow you down during the day.
Because now you think about, should I do this, should I do that?
Yup.
And there's a hesitation because you know you've been in that situation where you went ahead and made a move and it fucked you up more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, now you're thinking, you run through your options, you're on your toes, and then you're doing it, but you're doing it slow because you're still, hold on, something else might hit me. Like, what I actually need to do might come up.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, when you got a plan and you just roll into it the next day, you just know everything that's coming your way is extra because you already know what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And like, when I was listening to him, I was thinking, what's her name? Gorilla? Glorilla?
Glorilla,
Yeah, Glorilla. I think she had, don't quote me on this, my information is not gonna be accurate right now. I'm just thinking of something I read before though. She was putting out a offer for someone to be her personal assistant.
Oh yeah, for $550 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, bruh, that's what, $3,000 a month?
22.
22? Or
About 8 short.
I said, don't quote me. But yeah.
But
yeah, 20. Damn, what I'm thinking. But
the
anyway.
reason it went viral though is because it was like 25 things listed that you needed to do, like as far as being her assistant. So like it was crazy the amount of.
And I got when people was looking at that point, I got it, and I was just like, all right. But y'all gotta understand this. And she said, she's like,
you gonna be her assistant though.
You gonna be her assistant.
You gonna be around
and then
stars.
She's the boss though, so she's gotta pay you $550 a week, and then if y'all taking 2-3 flights a week,
yeah, she gotta fly.
You know what I'm saying? She gotta pay for your ticket. Tickets are not cheap. She might have the next day book flights.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's just not cheap. You know what I mean? Then she paying for hotel stays, any entry fees or bad.
And that's how the label will be getting them too, because they be like, look at all this we spent on this. Like, we gotta recoup this.
We gotta recoup this. And here she is telling you getting $550 a week. You're gonna be able to build a network of people and future clientele. And then you're learning so much new shit. And your travel's free, your stay's free, your food's free.
There's so many people that started out as assistants, and
she's paying all this though. That's a lot of bread.
Turned into their own brand, they own everything. Like,
and you hear what he said?
Kim Kardashian was an assistant for Paris Hilton.
He just said it. It's a starting point. Just like working at UPS. You might have to work that belt. You might have to work that truck, but nigga, you can grow from there. You getting $550 a week with you don't worry about spending none of the money that you're making on what you're doing. That $550 a week is just going to whatever you want to do. You could take that bread and invest it. You don't have to worry about expenses. So you got that freedom range. You might got a phone bill or some shit, but bro, that's not going to eat up $550 a week. So now you got money that you can invest. Now you learn this shit. As she grows, you grow. She gonna be doing more. She gonna have you do more. You gonna get more bread when she's making more money. You make her life efficient and make her do what she has to do with no hiccups. My nigga, you gonna make her more money, like he was saying.
Yep.
He was saying earlier, if you make them more money, they gonna pay you more money.
Yep.
So
it's a given.
It's the same shit. You work hard for $550 a week with no expenses to worry about. All your food, what you worry about? Save your bread. Like all that food is gonna be covered for. You buying a fit or something, or get your hygiene done. You know what I mean?
But bruh, it's crazy because we just live in such a time now though where like everybody is so infatuated with this luxury and
they want
this high life, and you know they like, well, I can't. How am I gonna ride a Mercedes if I'm only making $25K a year? And it's like the grand scheme of all of it is so everybody can make money, but everybody's not gonna make the same money. Like, that's just not the reality of life.
Shit.
So,
Nah, bro.
literally, I hope people just stop being so brainwashed by that shit. Cause like you say, that's a whole opportunity, bro. And I've seen several people just like making fun of it. Like, that's only $550 a week, but it's like,
you're gonna
if
be
you
next
look
to
at all
big
these
name celebrities, other managers, agents, people that's going to want to know who is the person taking care of Gorilla. Like,
Yep.
and whenever they look at the star, they're always looking at the team, because the star is not the star without the team.
Exactly.
So her resume is your resume.
And
so she's doing good, you doing good. Your name gets out there.
Because you'll do so good for her, somebody else might inquire and be like,
they gonna
yo.
peep you. They gonna be what? Like, bro, my nigga, my motherfucking nigga, I tell him book a flight. He forgot I even sent the motherfucking text. He be smoking so damn much. I fuck with him. I've been rocking for a minute, but I need, bro. Who, matter of fact, who managing Gloria? Who's taking care of Gloria?
Because then it goes to business.
Because whoever, she be on point. She's here and there and there and there, because other people that's making the same moves, they know what it takes. They know they gotta have an assistant that is booking these flights and doing this and do that, because they know you gotta focus on the craft. So other, like regular people, us, we're not really looking and thinking like that. But other stars and celebrities and business owners, they thinking, because they know, like, I don't do this shit by myself, so who she got help in doing this, because that girl on point.
Exactly.
I don't see any bad PR about her with business. Like, everybody do business with said she did good. Like, and it's not her, it's the assistant. You know, so niggas missing opportunities. Like, you know, it's different, bro. And like you were saying, like, people want to get the Benz and all that shit right now. It's like, your mindset's different too, because you're not the boss. You're not gonna have the same car she having. You can still get that Benz. Just think more affordable. You can still get a cheaper BMW, cheaper Benz.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, long term.
It might have 40,000 miles on it, 60,000 miles on it, but yo,
take care of that
motherfucker.
job,
But in 3 years, you gonna be making way more money anyway. You should upgrade. You feel me?
Exactly.
Keep that in the driveway or sell it or trade it. Get a new one. Like, niggas don't be thinking like that. You gotta change the way y'all think if you wanna elevate. Like, cause real talk, the rich do well because they learn how to spend less.
Yep. Exactly, bro.
They know in order to make money, you gotta keep money. So you can't spend all your money. If you look in the black communities, we're the biggest consumers because we spend for our comfort. We spend on whatever makes us feel good, because we go through our own traumas when we're in our own type of depressions and oppression. So whoever makes a black person feel good, we put our money there.
Yep.
White people, no, they'll do it without. They'll sell their souls to make $1. You know what I'm saying? Keep that money, say fuck this. You know what I'm saying? This is a house. It's okay. Us, if that house makes us feel good because that was Granny's house or something, we want to keep that and we want to put money back into it. That's why we're targeted. But we got to change the way we think, man.
Yep.
Don't get too materialistic. Just think about what you need and run on that.
Exactly.
That's my car. You feel me?
Booyah.
I ride the hoopties because I can dog the shit out of them. If I crash them, if something breaks on it, I'm back up running the next day. I ain't got to dig deep in my pocket. But when I start making that buku bread, well, yeah, you gonna see. I'll still have my hoopties. So
yep, all day. Keep your foreign up.
4 cylinders
keep
go.
The foreign up, and that's the weekend ride.
But yeah, those nice cars, they're gonna be in the garage or something. You know what I mean? But they gonna be for those nice trips or them business trips. Like, all you know what I mean? Nice.
That's the only time to really bring them out. If you bringing them out every day, you broke. You broke. Because now you using your that's now your everyday car, and you just tearing that motherfucker up, man. Like,
you gonna put more money back into that car trying to keep it. Like, it's gonna, you know what I'm saying? And tires for them cars is not cheap. Like, some of the cars
for them nothing for them motherfuckers is cheap. That's the whole point of them bitches.
My joint's like $4 a spark plug in my shit, and I got a 4-cylinder.
My brother, he got an A8L. He just had
his spark plugs were like $80, $100.
I don't even know about his spark plugs. He just had to redo his struts and his compressors on the back, bro. That junk was like $6,000.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a whole nother car. 2 cars.
All the time, In high school, I had a Lincoln Navigator and I had a BMW 325i. So both, I sold the Navigator because gas control. But the BMW, I sold that shit because that shit always had problems. In total, put like $8,000 into the car.
Damn. I'm gonna get this junk ready, brother.
But yeah, man. This was another episode of Mad Talk.